Jai Guruji Maharaj, Shukranaguruji Maharaj, with folded hands and gratitude in my heart, I bow to the lotus feet of a beloved Guruji. With his divine grace and due permission, let us immerse ourselves in the nectar of the holy Shivapurāna. Today, let's begin reading the Shivapurāna Vidyeśvara Śamhita, Chapter 16, Modes of Worship of Clay Idols and Their Results. This is day 23 of the audiobook, Chapter 16, Different Modes of Worship of Clay Idols and Their Results. The sages said, O excellent one, please explain the rules of the worship of clay idols by following which all desired results will be achieved. Sooth said, you have requested for a very good thing. It bestows all wealth always. It suppresses misery instantaneously. I shall explain it. Please listen. It wards off premature and foul death. Even a timely death it prevents. O Brahmins, it bestows womenfolk, sons, wealth, grains, etc. The worship of idols made of clay, etc. is conducive to the attainment of all cherished desires in the world. From it, the devotee derives food and other edible things, clothes, etc. Both men and women are authorized in this. The clay should be brought from the beds of rivers, lakes, or wells. It should be washed well and pasted with scented powder and milk. The idol should be made with the hands on a raised platform. All the limbs, joints, etc. should be perfectly shaped with the respective weapons of the deity concerned. It should be seated on Padma Asana, the lotus pose, and worshipped respectfully. The five deities, Ganesh, Sun, Vishnu, Parvati, and Shiv, shall be usually worshipped in their images. But a Brahmin shall always worship the phallic emblem of Shiv. In order to derive the full benefit of worship, the 16 forms of this service shall be observed. The sprinkling of water over the idol shall be performed with flowers. The pouring of water shall be performed with mantras. The food offering shall consist of cooked rice of shali variety. In the worship conducted in the house, 12 handfuls of rice equal to kurava shall be used. In the worship in a temple constructed by men, a prastha, a particular measure of cooked rice shall be used. In a divine temple, 3 prasthas of cooked rice shall be used. In the worship of self-risen image, 5 prasthas of cooked rice shall be used. If thus used, it gives complete benefit. By using twice or thrice this quantity, the benefit shall be greater. By performing this worship 1,000 times, a Brahmin shall attain Satyalok. A vessel made of wood or iron, 12 angulas in width, 24 angulas in length, and 16 angulas in height is called Shiv. An 8th part of it is called a prastha, and it is equal to 4 kuravas. If 10, 100 or 1,000 prasthas of water, oil, incense, etc. are used in temples of human construction, of saintly worship, or of self-risen idol, the worship is called Mahapuja. The ceremonial bath is conducive to the purity of the soul. The application of scented paste yields virtue. The food offering is conducive to longevity and gratification, and the incense yields wealth. The lighting of the lamp is conducive to knowledge, and the betel leaves are conducive to enjoyment. Hence, in all worships, these 6 items are scrupulously observed. Obeisance to the deity and repeated recitation of mantras accord all cherished desires. They must be observed at the end of the worship by men who seek both worldly enjoyment and salvation. At first, all items shall be gone through mentally, and then item by item, every rite shall be performed. By the worship of deities, the devotee attains the different regions. In the subsidiary worlds also, there is an ample scope for enjoyment. O Brahmins, I shall narrate the special types of worship to which please listen with faith. By the worship of Ganesh, the devotee shall attain his wish in this world itself. The days of special worship of Ganesha are Fridays, the fourth day of the bright half of the lunar months of Shravan and Bhadrapad, and the Satabhishak star of the month of Dhanush. He shall be worshipped duly on these days, or the devotee shall worship continuously for 100 or 1,000 days. As a result of the faith in the deity and in the fire, the worship yields sons or the different wishes to the devotees. It quells all sins and the various hardships. The worship of Shiv and others on their respective days of the week is conducive to the purity of soul. In regard to Kamya rites, the basis is either the tithi or the star or the particular combinations of planetary positions. The day of the week is the basis for the worship of Brahman and others. There is no increase or decrease with respect to the days of the week as in regard to the tithi, star, etc. A day is calculated from sunrise to sunrise. The worship of the deities on the respective tithis, etc. is conducive to full enjoyment for the devotees. In regard to rites of the mains, the earlier part must be in contact with the night previous. In the worship of deities, the latter part must be in conjunction with the day. If the tithi extends to midday, that part of it which falls at sunrise shall be taken for the worship of the deities, so also in regard to the stars. Hence, a devotee shall consider all these aspects and proceed with the worship, repeated recitation of the mantras, etc. The word puja is thus derived. Pu means the achievement of the fruits of enjoyment. By the rite, one achieves the fruits. Jayate means is born. Good ideas, knowledge, etc. also are included in this. The word puja is used in this sense amongst the people as well as in the sacred texts. The daily and occasional rites yield their benefits in due course, but the fruits of Kamya rites are instantaneous. The necessary rites are performed every day. The occasional rites are performed in particular months, fortnights, years, or on special occasions. In the Kamya rites, one derives the fruits after the sin has been duly quelled. Mahaganpati Puja shall be performed on the Chaturthi day of the dark half of the lunar month. That rite wipes off the sin of the whole fortnight and yields enjoyment for full fortnight. The worship performed on the Chaturthi day of the lunar month of Chaitra accords benefit for a month. The worship performed in the months of Simha and Bhadrapad accords enjoyment of worldly pleasures for a year. The worship of the sun shall be performed on Sundays or Saptami, 7th day, or in the star Hasta of the month of Shravan, or on the Saptami in the bright half of the month of Magh. The worship of Vishnu is conducive to the attainment of all desires and wealth if performed on Wednesdays, Dwadashi, 12th day, or in the star of Shravan in the months of Jeshth and Bhadrapad. The same worship in the month of Shravan yields all desired wishes and good health. Propitiation of Vishnu on the Dwadashi day yields the same benefit as is derived from the gift of the 12 things with ancillary rites. The devotee shall worship 12 Brahmins on the Dwadashi day, assigning them the 12 names of Vishnu with all the 16 forms of service. He shall gratify the deity thereby. Similarly, 12 Brahmins shall he worshipped after assigning them the 12 names of any deity to gratify that deity. A person who seeks prosperity shall worship Parvati, who bestows all worldly pleasures on Mondays, Navami, 9th day, and in the star of Mrigashiras in the month of Karkatak. The Navami in the bright half of the month of Ashwayuj accords all desired benefits. The worship of Shiv shall be performed on Sundays, Chaturdashi, 14th day of the dark half of the month of Magh, on the Ardra star and on the Mahashivratri day. It accords all cherished desires. The worship is conducive to longevity, prevents premature death, and accords the achievement of everything. The worship of the different manifestations of Shiv with all 16 forms of service and homage on the Mahashivratri day in the month of Jesht, on Chaturdashi day, or on the Ardra day in the month of Margshiras is on a par with Shiv's worship and yields worldly enjoyment and salvation. The worship of the first deity of the weekdays in the month of Kartik is specially recommended. When the month of Kartik has arrived, the sensible man shall worship all the deities by giving gifts and observing austerities, homas, japas, restraints, and the 16 forms of service. The idols shall be worshipped with mantras. Brahmins shall be fed. The devotees shall be freed of desires and distresses. The worship of deities in the month of Kartik yields all worldly pleasures, dispels all ailments, and removes the adverse effects of spirits and evil planets. The worship of the sun on Sundays in the month of Kartik, together with the gifts of gingerly seeds and cotton, alleviates leprosy, etc. By making gifts of haritaki, one of the myrobalance, chilies, cloth, milk, etc., and by installing Brahman, the elevation of consumption is brought about. By making gifts of lamps and mustard seeds, epileptic fits are alleviated. The worship of Shiv on Mondays in the month of Kartik suppresses excessive poverty and increases prosperity. The worship of Skand on Tuesdays in the month of Kartik and making gifts of houses, fields, domestic articles and utensils, lamps, bells, etc. The devotee gains eloquence without delay. The worship of Vishnu on Wednesdays in the month of Kartik, together with the gift of cooked rice with curds, yields good progeny. The worship of Brahman on Thursdays in the month of Kartik and the gift of honey, gold and ghee affords the increase of worldly pleasures. The worship of the elephant-faced Ganesh together with the gifts of scented flowers affords the enjoyment of worldly pleasures. Even a barren woman gets a good son, making gifts of gold, silver, etc. The worship of the guardians of the quarters, the elephants of the quarters, the serpents, the guardians of dams, the three-eyed Rudra and Vishnu, the remover of sins, bestows perfect knowledge. The worship of Brahman, Dhanvantri, and of the twin deities, Ashwins, alleviates ailments, prevents foul death, and suppresses all sickness instantaneously. Gifts of salt, iron, oil, pulses, trikatuk, fruits, scents, drinking water, liquids in prastha measures, and solids in pala weights enable the devotee to attain heaven. The worship of Shiv and others early in the morning in the month of Dhanush enables the devotees to achieve everything gradually. The offering of eatables shall preferably be ghee-soaked rice of the shali variety and well cooked. The offering of various kinds of cooked rice is specially recommended in the month of Dhanush. The person who gives cooked food in the month of Margashish shall attain all desired benefits. The giver of cooked food in the month of Margashish shall attain destruction of sins, achievement of the desired objects, good health, virtue, good comprehension of the Vedic passages, good practices, great enjoyment here and hereafter, the permanent unification with the Godhead, and the realization of the perfect knowledge of the Vedanta. A person who desires enjoyment of worldly pleasures shall worship the deities early in the morning throughout the month of Margshirsh, or at least for 3 days. No one shall be without sacred rites in the month of Dhanush. Rites in Dhanurmash, month of Dhanush, prescribed for the morning, can be performed up to the Sangav time, 3 muhurats from sunrise. A Brahmin shall observe fast in the month of Dhanush and restrain all his senses. Till midday he shall repeat the Gayatri mantra. Till the time of going to bed he shall repeat the mantras such as the 5-syllabled one, etc. After acquiring perfect knowledge, he shall attain salvation after death. Other men and women shall repeat the 5-syllabled mantra alone throughout and take 3 baths every day. They will attain perfect knowledge. They shall secure the annihilation of the great sins by repeating their favorite mantras. The great offering of eatables shall be made to Shiv, especially in the month of Dhanush. The constituent parts of the great offering are as follows. Rice of the shali variety, a bhar by weight. Pepper measuring, a prastha. Countable articles, 12 in number. Honey and ghee, a kudava each. A drona measure of green gram. 12 varieties of side dishes. Cake fried in ghee. Sweets made of shalika rice. Curd and milk, 12 prasthas each. 12 coconuts. 12 betel nuts, 36 clove leaves, camphor powder, 5 sogandhika flowers, betel leaves. This great offering of eatables made to the deities shall be distributed among devotees in the order of their castes. A devotee who makes the offering of cooked rice becomes the lord of a kingdom in the world, but by making gift of great offering of eatables, a man attains heaven. O excellent Brahmins, by offering this 1,000 times, the devotee attains Satyalok and lives the full span of life therein. By offering this 20,000 times, he attains still higher world and is not born again. 26,000 great offerings constitute lifetime offering. Making gift of this is called great accomplishment. A devotee who makes this is not born again. In the month of Kartik, on an auspicious day, lifetime offering shall be made. It shall be done at the time of the transit of the sun, on birthdays, based on star, on full moon days, annual birthdays, etc. In other months, when the natal star comes in conjunction with the planets, this can be performed. Even if the conjunction is only partial, the offering shall be made. One gets the benefit of dedicating oneself by that. Shiva is delighted by the dedication of selves and bestows the salvation of complete identity. This lifetime offering shall be made only to Shiva. Shiva exemplifies birth in as much as he has the form of both yoni, vaginal passage, and linga, penis. Hence, in order to ward off births, the Janma Puja is of Shiv alone. The entire universe, consisting of the movable and the immovable, is of the nature of Bindu, dot, and Nad, sound. Bindu is Shakti, power, and Shiv is Nad. Hence, the universe is pervaded by Shiv and Shakti. Bindu is the support of Nad. The universe has the support of Bindu. Both Bindu and Nad together support the entire universe. The unification of the Bindu and the Nad is called Sakalikaran, and the universe takes its birth as a result of this Sakalikaran. The phallic emblem is the fusion of Bindu and Nad and is the cause of the universe. Bindu is the goddess and Shiv is the Nad, and the fusion of the two is the phallic emblem of Shiv. Hence, to ward off future births, the devotee shall worship the phallic emblem of Shiv. Goddess of the form of Bindu is the mother, and Shiv of the form of Nad is the father. Great bliss is the result of the worship of the parents. The devotee shall worship the phallic emblem for the acquisition of the great bliss. That goddess is the mother of the universe, and that Shiv is the father of the universe. Sympathy towards the son who renders service naturally increases in the minds of the parents. O foremost among sages, ordinary parents bestow hidden treasures to the son who renders special service. Hence, a devotee shall worship the phallic emblem in the manner of mother and father for the acquisition of the hidden great bliss. Bharga is Purush, cosmic man or being, and Bharga is Prakriti, cosmic nature. Purush is of hidden latent conception, and Prakriti is of manifest inner conception. Since it is the father who conceives first, the Purush has the primordial conception. The unification of the Purush and Prakriti is the first birth. Its manifestation in the Prakriti is called the second birth. The creature, dead even as it is born, takes up its birth from the Purush. Certainly, the birth is induced by the Maya as an extraneous source. The word Jiva, the individual soul, means that which gets decayed even from the time of birth. Another meaning of the word Jiv is that which is born enmeshed and entwined. Hence, the devotee shall worship the primordial phallic image for unraveling the knots and nooses of the birth. The word Bhag means the primordial nature because it increases and flourishes. The Shabd Matra, etc., the cosmic sound principle, that is, all objects of enjoyment, evolved out of Prakriti, being enjoyed by the sense organs. The word Bhog comes to mean that which gives Bhag. The principal Bhag is, of course, the Prakriti, and Bhagwan is Lord Shiv himself. The Lord alone is a bestower of enjoyment, Bhog, and not anyone else. The Lord, who is the master of Bhag, is called Bharg by wise men. The phallus is united with vagina, and vagina is united with phallus. For the sake of perpetual enjoyment here and hereafter, the devotee shall worship the phallic emblem, which is Lord Shiv himself. He is the sun giving birth and sustenance to the worlds. His symbol is justified in the coming into existence of things. Persons should worship Shiv, the cause of birth, in his phallic form. That which makes the Purush known is called Ling, the symbol. The unification and fusion of the symbols of Shiv and Shakti is thus called Ling. The Lord delighted at the worship of his symbol, wards off the function of the symbol, that function being birth, etc., cease. Hence, the devotee shall worship the phallic emblem with the 16 forms of service and homage to acquire the benefit from Prakriti and Purush through means inherent or extraneous. The worship thus performed on Sundays wards off births. The devotee shall worship the great phallic emblem on Sundays with the syllable Om. The ceremonial ablution of the phallic emblem with Panchagavya on Sundays is specially recommended. Panchagavya is a compound of cow's urine, dung, milk, curd and ghee. Milk, curd and ghee can severally be used with honey and molasses. The offering of rice cooked in cow's milk must be made with the syllable Om. The syllable Om, A plus U plus M, is Dhwani Ling. The Swayambhu Ling is Nad Ling. The Yantra, diagrammatic contrivance, is Bindu Ling. M syllable is installed Pratishtita Ling. U syllable is mobile Kar Ling. And the A syllable is a ling of huge form, Guru Vigraha. A person who worships the lingas perpetually becomes liberated soul undoubtedly. A devout worship of Shiv liberates man from the bondage of births. A fourth benefit is achieved by wearing Rudraksh beads sacred to Shiv, and a moiety is achieved by smearing the holy ashes over the forehead. 3/4 can be achieved by the recital of mantras, and a man becomes full-fledged devotee by means of worship. A man who worships both the phallic emblem of Shiv and the devotees of Shiv attains salvation. O Brahmins, stable devotion can be found firmly established and flourishing only in that person who reads this chapter or listens to it attentively. With this, I would like to conclude today's chapter. First and foremost, I would like to seek forgiveness from our beloved Guruji Maharaj for the mistakes in narration of this divine chapter. I would also like to seek forgiveness from each and every one of you for the same, and would like to invite you to the reading of next divine chapter from the holy Shiv Puran. Thank you, Guruji, for everything. Thank you each and every one of you.